Yes, indeed, a windy day here in Phang and the southern part of Thailand looks like it's got a few windy days and a little bit of rain returning during this week. But I think that's pretty much happening around the country at the moment. Anyway, enough of the weather. Let's move to some stories. Go to the nation. Thailand to drop unpopular 300 baht tourism fee policy. Now, this is the 300 baht arrival levy, tourist tax, whatever you want to call it. It never actually happened, but it's being dropped. The Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin said on Saturday that his government would scrap the proposal by the previous administration to charge a 300 baht tourism fee from foreign tourists entering Thailand by air. So this was a 300 baht entry tax, people coming into the country, only foreigners, and they never really figured out all the details. They couldn't quite figure out how they were going to collect it, and they weren't quite sure what they were going to spend it on, although some minister said that it was going to be used to pay for health insurance, for like travel insurance for those tourists that didn't have it. Srettha said his government was not considering implementation of the policy proposed in February last year, which had encountered opposition from the private sector, which is code for the airline saying, "We're not going to collect your tax, you do it yourself." The PM said on Saturday that while collecting a fee of 300 baht per person could generate short-term revenue, a broader perspective suggests that if more tourists are allowed to enter without this fee, they would likely spend on shopping and other activities, which should stimulate the economy, blah, blah, blah. Every time this story emerged, and it really happened before February last year, it's been around for a couple of years, and different tourism ministers and other people with stakes in the tourism business kept on saying, oh, we should do this or we shouldn't do that. Every time it came up in the news, the comments section went crazy. I'm not going to pay 300 baht. Now, the thing is, you already pay, and you have for the last couple of decades, a departure tax of some 700 baht. And recently, that's just gone up. This is from November last year. 6 Thai airports will increase departure fees in April this year, and this was published in Khaosod English last year. And Suvarnabhumi, Don Mueang, Chiang Mai, Mephilang, Chiang Rai, Phuket and Hat Yai Airport, they're raising the departure tax from 700 baht to 730. That's for international departing passengers, and 100 baht to 130 per person for domestic departing passengers. And the then president of the AOT explained last year that the fee from the passenger service charge is legally obliged to be used for the improvement of the airport and for maintenance. And Suvarnabhumi had not increased the PSC since 2006. So the bottom line of all this is that the 300 baht tax that was being proposed is now being dropped, even though it was never implemented, and you've been paying a 700 baht departure tax all along and you didn't even know it. Well, here's one way you can increase tourism. Ghosts. Bangkok Post reporting the TAT floats ghost tourism in soft power push. Agency also wooing French visitors who want to escape from Olympic crowds next month. But on to this main story, and the TAT says the country could promote ghost tourism for international visitors interested in horror-themed sites, a move that could further boost soft power. Thai ghosts are soft power assets, and films about them have helped spread Thailand's culture around the world. Thais love their horror films, and they make a lot of them. Some of them are comedies and some of them are, well, deadly serious, and Thais just love them. And the TAT has not officially promoted this aspect of tourism, although there are many potential sites in the country. So if the turbulence doesn't frighten the shit out of you on the way to the country, maybe some ghost and horror sites might. Let's go to this story over the weekend. Covered in thepatianews.com, pro-cannabis activists mark 2 years of legislation, begin sitting at Thai government house opposing recriminalisation. And yesterday, the Secretary-General of the Network for Shaping the Future of Thai Cannabis and other cannabis advocacy groups of more than 300 individuals called for a protest on June 9 at 1 p.m. in front of the UN office, preparing a march to the government house. I would have thought that if this was such a crucial issue for so many people, that they would have attracted more than 300 people. Let's go on. And they aim to demand that the government use scientific process to determine the future of cannabis regulation and to prevent its reclassification as a narcotic illegal drug. So yesterday was 2 years to the day since Anitin Shah-Vidakun, the then Public Health Minister, reclassified or removed cannabis from the narcotics Category 5 list. A lot of cannabis gone up in smoke since then. We've been following the story and probably would have thought more people would have turned out if they were so concerned about the changes in the laws. Let's move on to our next story. Bangkok Post reporting Senate election starts smoothly. So the hand-picked Senate, they've now run their course and it's been dissolved, although they're still acting in a caretaker role. But we are now going through the process of electing a democratically elected community civil Senate. And we had the first round of elections yesterday. And the district level vote in the Senate election yesterday ran smoothly and wrapped up with several well-known political figures winning the first round of the race for the upper house seats, including two former prime ministers called Somchai. So that was the district level voting. We now move on to the next level. And the provincial level voting is due to be carried out next Sunday, June the 16th, while candidates who make it through the district and provincial stages will then stand in the final national level vote planned for June the 26th. Final results for the election of 200 new senators are expected to be announced sometime in July. Now, as we allude to a little bit later in the program, there is a lot of distance between what's going on now and this announcement from the Election Commission sometime in July. Let's see some coverage from Thai PBS World, and they say the first round results of senator elections to be announced today, and the list of the candidates who progress to the provincial level will be submitted to the election directors of each province and displayed at each district office today. And the only problems, apparently yesterday, a few candidates failed to show up before the 9 a.m. deadline. There was a sudden illness, and also somebody brought a prohibited wireless earphone into the polling unit, probably listening to his favourite playlist for all we know. But it looks like this Senate election is going okay so far. District level was yesterday. Next week, the provincial level, and then there'll be the national elections later on in the month. Move Forward have also been in front of the media this weekend. Move Forward Party to challenge Charter Court's jurisdiction and authority. So the Move Forward Party facing dissolution at the moment, and some of its leaders looking at 10 years in the political wilderness. So it looks like the Move Forward Party are fighting back head on. And the opposition Move Forward Party plans to challenge the Constitutional Court on the grounds that it does not have the authority to dissolve the party or to banish its executive committee members from politics for 10 years. And this was announced yesterday by Pita Limjareonrat, the former party leader, and we should recognise the former prime ministerial candidate. And the Constitutional Court has a hearing this Wednesday relating to a ruling that the party had attempted to overthrow the constitutional monarchy through its election campaign. Pita outlined the party's 9-point defence against the Election Commission's demands, which included a challenge to the jurisdiction and authority of the Constitutional Court and the legitimacy of the EC complaint. So quite a big week in politics, and really a very unstable few months ahead. A new Senate being elected, democratically elected. We've got the Move Forward Party being dissolved. We've also got the current Prime Minister also having to face the Constitutional Court and possibly being dismissed. So a lot happening. So the head writer of Khaosod English, Prawit Rojanapruk, has penned this article. It's an opinion piece, Thai Society, a perpetual hostage to the deep state. The Thai people are perpetually held hostage by the deep state, which cannot accept the will of the people whenever the people's will goes against their conservative and self-serving ideology. Over the past few weeks, we hear of concerns and rumours expressed regarding both a possible military coup, again, as well as a judicial coup, again. So anybody interested in Thai culture, Thai people, Thai politics, this might be a good article for you to read. I've put a link in the description below to the Khaosod English opinion piece, but I'll just read this paragraph. The concerns and rumours are serious enough that the co-leader of the progressive movement, Panika Wanik, told Khaosod on Friday in an interview that these conservative groups seek to overthrow not just the Thai government, but to dissolve the Move Forward Party and nullify the indirect elections of the Senate, which is about to replace the junta-appointed Senate. And she said if that's the case, they'll go for broke, but the people won't accept it any longer. Maybe she's right. Maybe the Thai people have just had enough of the military coups and these soft judicial coups, and they're just not going to take it anymore. And with thanks to our sponsors, 5-Star Marine and Beach House Thailand, links in the description below to find out more about our two sponsors. Thank you to them and to this story. Mentioned in KhaosodEnglish.com, Phuket lifeguard saved toddler, American father swept away. An American man took his Thai wife and their 3.5-year-old child to go swimming in the sea in Phuket yesterday, which should have been a happy holiday. However, they encountered a tragedy when a wave swept him away. And Phuket police received a report about a drowning incident at Nai Han Beach. And the mayor of Rawai said that at 4:45 yesterday, while the three were in the sea about 10 metres from the shore, they were pulled by the current into deeper waters. The Thai wife managed to bring herself back to shore. Then lifeguards went out to rescue the 3.5-year-old, but the American man was swept away by the waves and disappeared. This is the first incident of the wet season like this. There will be more. There are rips along some beaches along the coast of the Andaman this time of the year, and most of the beaches, the tourist beaches, are patrolled, and there'll be red flags along the beach warning you not to swim on some of these days. So I think those particular flags should be noted and obeyed. And to a follow-up from a story last week, and this reported in thestar.com.my, internet sensation Siberian Husky gives birth to 3 pups in Thailand. And there was a couple of days last week when this story really dominated. This poor little young husky who was abused by its former owner, we'll get to that in a moment, but has just given birth. And Lek Lek, a 4-year-old Siberian Husky who became an internet sensation after a controversial abuse video, has given birth to 3 puppies, 2 black female puppies and a copper-coloured male puppy. And the previous owner of the Siberian Husky had filmed and posted a video of her locking the dog in a bathroom as a punishment for stealing food, and the woman then poured hot water on Lek Lek's back while the dog howled in pain trying to escape. Well, the young dog's got its own Facebook page these days, and very happy there with the 3 young pups. Now, we could probably go on and on about the suitability of the Siberian Husky living in a climate like Thailand, but good luck to Lek Lek and the 3 puppies, just to follow up from last week. And with that, we've sort of covered some of the main stories from around Thailand today. Hopefully you're a bit more up to date. Please subscribe to the channel, and we'll do it all again tomorrow.